Welcome in, boys. When pigs can fly, fantasy football. How we doing
Welcome,
tonight?
welcome.
I'm doing
It's a
great.
great
How are
evening
you?
Internet's up and running.
Yeah,
for now.
we'll see. Fingers
Hey, man,
crossed.
it's a great
We
night
don't
for a great night, boys.
Yeah,
we
take
don't
two.
talk about it.
Oh, my bad.
Big picks and locks show coming at you. It's what is it? Friday night. We had to do things a little bit early. We've got some things going on, so we're gonna run through a quick injury report and do our picks and locks. Got some cool guest picks in for the evening. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to let you know ahead of time on this injury report. We're doing it a little bit early, so things are subject to change. We can only tell you what we know as of now. Don't hold it against me if Jordan Love is trending upward and then the next morning is announced out. I don't
Oh,
know
it's
what
like
to
almost
say
like that
about
happened
that.
before.
Anything extra from you gentlemen before we go? Corey's
How
froze
about
again,
them
so we're gonna lose him.
Tigers? Oh, we're gonna lose Corey.
Yep.
Just gonna be a Sal and West show tonight.
I guess so. Yeah, the Tigers, it's official. They're in.
Bye, Corey. All right, let's just keep rolling with this.
Yeah, the Tigers are in, but it's football time, so let's just go right on ahead and move on into the injury report. I got all this wrote down, so I'll try to fly through it for you. If you want to jump in and say anything about any of these, if you think
Yep.
that there's something that needs to be brought to light because of somebody being missing, just shout it out. So, Saints at Falcons, Alvin Kamara and Olave are both questionable. Kamara has a hip and rib injury, two separate injuries. Olave has a hamstring injury. Moving on to the Bengals and the Panthers. Deontay Johnson is questionable with a groin injury. It's officially he's gone.
He's gone. He's back.
And he's back.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Moving right on along to the Rams at the Bears. Keenan Allen is questionable. He's now questionable with that heel injury he's been dealing with. It's no longer heel and personal, so apparently his personal matters are taken care of. Cooper Kupp out with an ankle injury, and Puka Nacua is still on injury reserve, obviously. Struggling on along to Vikings at Packers. Jordan Love is questionable with a knee injury. That's a big game, one of their two games they've got playing this year. I would love to see Jordan Love play, but man, that Vikings defense looks really good, so this might not be a great week for him to come back.
Again, it's Friday night, so there's a lot more room for things to change.
Yeah, things could change on that one. Again.
yeah.
Jags at Texans. Tank Dell is out with a chest injury. Joe Mixon is questionable with an ankle injury. Dameon Pierce is out with a hammy. And Gabe Davis for your Jags he's questionable with a shoulder injury. Steelers at Colts. Jaylen Warren is out with a knee injury. Russell Wilson is questionable with a calf injury. At this point, I question if the calf injury is real. I think they're just saying that so they don't look silly for not playing him because they're gonna start Justin Fields as long as he's winning. He's looked good. Nothing to report for the Broncos and Jets yet. Eagles at Bucks. Your Devontae Smith out with a concussion. That bums me out. I've got him in a couple leagues with A.J. Brown hurting. He's been doing great. A.J. Brown is questionable with a hamstring injury. Bucky Irving, breakout stud handcuff running back for the Bucks, is questionable with a hamstring. Manders at the Cardinals. Eckler is out with a concussion. Trey McBride also out with a concussion. Lots of concussions this week. Pats at 49ers. Debo is questionable with a calf injury. I think he's a perma questionable for his whole career. Chiefs at Chargers. We have Justin Herbert questionable with that ankle injury still. Browns at Raiders. David Njoku is officially out. Devontae Adams has a hamstring injury. Michael Mayer has a personal situation. They're both questionable. Actually, I think Devontae Adams is out. officially. Max Crosby also is out, so that's something.
Max
to pay attention
Crosby was changed
Browns.
to doubtful. His coach said
So
he's
there's-
out, but then something came out, Surface said he's doubtful. And the reason I bring that up is because obviously Max Crosby's a big difference maker, but also last time that he was declared doubtful, he ended up playing. So that one you just kind of
So you're saying
Very
there's a
rare.
chance?
fly by the seat of your
Very,
pants.
very rare that a doubtful player actually ends up playing.
Exactly. Max
Very rare.
Crosby's the only one I know recently that has ever come and played for doubtful.
Not super fantasy relevant, but Amir Abdullah is questionable. I wouldn't have mentioned his name, but their 1A and 1B have both looked like a 1C, so why not mention their 1C? Moving to your Bills at Ravens, we don't have anything big. Ravens' offensive line is a little bit banged up. Andrew Voorhees' ankle is doubtful. Tyler Linderbaum is questionable with a knee. And that's it. We don't have the Monday night games. We're a little too far out to give you too much yet, so
Yep.
keep your eyes peeled on that. So
Uh,
that's your injury report for the week. Go ahead.
One thing I might do, or if people watch this and they notice it themselves and they want to comment on the video below, if things change themselves, either I'll type it and post it as a comment. If something big happens or big changes, some big name guys out, like David Montgomery or something for the Lions, I might just type it in the chat below the video.
Thank you for not mentioning any of my guys when you did that. By the way, that was kind of you. So tonight we've got we're moving on to picks and locks. Picks and locks has been a lot of fun for us. I know quite a bit of people have mentioned that they appreciate our locks at least. We've had some questions come in, so that's cool. Had a good close friend of mine just yesterday asked me between Trey McBride and wow, I'm drawing a blank right now on who played last night against the Giants. Oh, Jake Ferguson. There you go.
Oh yeah.
We went with Jake Ferguson. That was what my gut was telling me. That was what his gut was telling him. And then Trey McBride got announced out. So luck of the draw on that one. But hopefully we can keep this thing rolling on these. So we've got some guest picks that we're going to announce tonight. I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be fun for everybody.
Yep.
So let's just get right into it. Jets at Broncos. I'll go first.
Oh, you're in a different order than me.
I
Oh, yeah.
apologize.
We went ESPN, but that's cool. We'll figure
That's
it
all
out.
right. No worries.
Jets
can
at
overcome, man.
Broncos. I've got the Jets winning this game and my fantasy lock for the week, Breece Hall. This feels like an easy one, but sometimes you need an easy one. So Breece Hall is my lock.
All right.
Oh, I
Go
guess
ahead,
I'll
Corey.
go.
Yeah, Corey, it's you.
I've also have the Jets. Even though Bo Nix showed up a little bit last week, running the ball.
Good.
My lock actually is Breece Hall's backup, Braylon Allen.
Okay.
Almost, if you have him and you're struggling through a lot of these injuries that are happening, you can start him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm to a point where I might feel a little flex appeal in a deep league. I might feel
flex, yeah, for
semi
sure.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Especially if your team is pretty banged up. There's a couple guys in our league that are pretty banged
Yeah.
up as far as their roster goes. So he'd be worth a flyer if he
They
wasn't on my
might be
tackle
doing. They might be trying to do the 1A 1B thing, kind of like Lions are doing with Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery.
It's looked that way so far, but man, you got Breece Hall. That's a Ferrari sitting there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Hard to keep the
NFL is
mileage off him.
NFL is a copycat league, man.
It's true. It's true.
All right. So I also have the Jets. I also have Breece Hall, but I think it's funny that you made this the first game, even though it wasn't on mine. This is where the first special guest picker is, and that would be my wife.
All
My
right.
wife.
My
My
wife.
wife. That's
My
nice.
wife, Mrs. Bryant. She this is exactly what she said. She said, "I want to say Broncos because they sound and look better, but stat-wise, I say Jets." So she's also got the
Alright.
Jets. So everyone here is picking the Jets.
Clean sweep on the Jets tonight. I like it.
Nice.
I like it. Next game we had up was Vikings at the Pack. Somebody else want to go first on this one since I went first last time?
I'll start.
Go
I
ahead.
can start. Yeah, I've actually got the Vikings winning this game. Brian Flores' defense is ridiculous and has been confusing everybody this year, regardless of who starts, whether it's Jordan Love or Malik Willis. It's less likely that Malik Willis will succeed. But the last time Jordan Love played against the Packers, he scored his 5th highest QBR to date, and Flores was still the coordinator, I think, last time. So, but my lock is Aaron Jones, revenge game against the Packers.
So I'll go next. Vikings over the Packers. Also have Aaron Jones. Also is feeding off the same vibe. He's excited. I don't know if you saw that clip. Yeah, he been interviewed talking about excited to be part of the skull chants, and how he always thought it was cool when he was playing for the Packers, but now he gets to be involved in it. So yeah, I got Vikings over Packers with Aaron Jones as my lock as well.
Both of you are taking the Vikings, and both of you are taking Aaron Jones. I like it. The Vikings have been really good. They're 3-0. Their defense has been outstanding. The Packers have been running the football at a mediocre rate. The quarterback situation's not quite where it is yet, or where it needs to be yet. My lock in this game, I'm going to go with first. It is also a Viking. It is Justin Jefferson. Jair Alexander is dinged up. I know that's an easy pick, man, but Jair Alexander is dinged up. If Jair Alexander doesn't play, there's no way he doesn't put up 100 yards. No way. It's not going to happen. He's my lock for this game. I actually have the Packers winning this game, though. We're not going to go clean sweep on this one. I don't want to take the Packers, but I hate the Vikings with my inner core.
I also don't want the Vikings to go 4-0. I hear what you're saying, but I'm picking based off of what I think, and also we gotta remember, you might say this lock is obvious, but sometimes you don't want to stray from that. We're trying to give you our locks of who we think, if you have them on your team, you want to start them. So it's not always going to be like in the past few episodes, I went dumb and tried to reach with people like Tyler Johnson. So
Oh, you didn't have to say his name, bro.
sorry, I had to get him in one more
Stop.
episode.
Stop.
Had to get him in one
Craig
more
Johnston.
episode. But no, these
I
are
had-
people that we think are going to actually succeed and get you some points. So if you have them on
Yeah.
your roster, you should play them.
I gotta say, I don't want to take the Packers, man, but my gut is telling me Packers. So for what it is, I think there's going to be a 3-way tie in the NFC North this week after this week is over. So do with that what you will.
Yep.
Next game, Saints at Falcons. Wesley, you haven't started one yet, so
Saints at Falcons. So this was actually the first one that myself and Corey picked because it was the top one on ESPN. This I told him right off the bat. I was like, "This one's tough. This one's tough to pick." Saints were abysmal, really, against the Eagles. After putting up the most points in the league after the first 2 weeks. Falcons and Kirk Cousins are starting to get into a groove. I think the Falcons win this one, especially since it's at home. They're ready to. I think they're 0-2 at home right now, but they're ready to start stepping up. Kirk Cousins feeling better, and I think Darnell Mooney's gonna have another good game. They have a good little repertoire there, so Darnell Mooney's my lock for this game. Falcons win.
all right. I'll go ahead and slide in. I also have the Falcons winning this game, and ironically enough, I also have Darnell Mooney as my lock for the game. Just reviewing the last couple games, 7 targets, 8 targets in the last 2 games, 88 yards and 66 yards. Week 1, he kind of had a dud a little bit. It was against that stifling Pittsburgh defense. A lot of us got to watch them play. It was primetime, I believe, against Kansas City last week. Darnell Mooney, I can't. I have Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and I can't tell you how many times I was like, man, why is he throwing the ball to Darnell Mooney when he's got all these other guys? It's just enraging. But he's getting open. He's getting looks. Something about Kirk Cousins and that wide receiver too, man. Adam Thielen for years. So.
Well, I also have the Falcons, so it's our first clean sweep here. Being that I'm down here, they have that obviously it's going to be on TV for me, and I actually have Kirk O'Chains going crazy, throwing it to every one of his targets: Mooney, Pitts, London, Bijan out of the backfield. Algiers even going to get involved in this game. They always play the Saints hard. Always play the Saints hard. And every Falcons fan down here that I work with and know can't stand the Saints. So sorry for all you Saints fans, and including the one in our league. Falcons are going to come away with this one at home. Finally, get their
Did you
home.
say Kirk is your lock?
Kirk is my lock.
Perfect.
We all had Jets too, I believe. So
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I
that's
believe
right. I'm
it's
sorry. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's a
Jets.
little late for me,
that's okay.
and for other reasons, but that's fine.
Did we have a guest picker on that one or no?
Saints
No,
Falcons
we did not.
did not.
Okay.
No, we
Okay.
did not.
I got first on this next one now. Eagles at Bucks. Bucks are at home. Man, I'm just gonna rip that Band-Aid off and tell you, I'm taking the Bucks. Baker Mayfield's been good this year. The Bucks have been good this year. The Eagles are banged up. Devontae Smith not playing. AJ Brown questionable. I think that there's a lot that could be said here. I picked 2 locks for this game, one for each team, just because. Chris Godwin is a lock for sure. He's going to perform well. Dallas Goedert, especially if AJ Brown also doesn't play. My goodness, if both those boys don't play, if you have Dallas Goedert, you have to play him. I don't care if you're playing him in the flex because you've got 2 tight ends. You're playing him. So my locks are Godwin and Goddard because I had to.
I get you. I got Eagles versus Buccaneers. I also have the Buccaneers. I also have Chris Godwin.
Great minds, man.
Everything you said about the Eagles banged up wide receiving core. The only way I've truly seen the Eagles run away with this or take this game is on the back of Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts running.
That's a great point, and that's exactly what my initial thought was. But the Bucks don't really love to let a lot of running game go, so
Unless it's
their
against the
secondary is
Lions.
banged up still. That's
Could
true.
be. It could be a little bit different with Vita Vea out too.
That's something
think
to
about.
watch. Yeah, their
Yeah.
D line,
Yes.
Elijah Cansey, Vita Vea, and then they
Mhm.
also had
Antoine Winfield
Antoine Winfield
on the
in
back,
secondary
safety. Yep.
is banged up.
Mhm.
So
Yep. And I also have the Bucks.
Oh boy.
And I have I actually have 2 locks on this game, just like Sal does, but mine are AJ Brown, assuming he plays.
Okay.
So if he plays, questionable usually means they're going to play, and Mike Evans is going to come back with a vengeance.
wow. Okay.
Mike Evans was his favorite target last year, so Baker's going to be throwing the ball all over the place. And like Wes said, the only way the Eagles win this game is if they keep the ball out of the Bucks' hands,
Yeah.
and I don't think they can.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think Mike Evans is hitting 1,000 yards this year.
He will.
I don't
He
think
will.
It might be the first time ever, man.
I think it might be the first
He
time he
will.
doesn't. But okay.
He
Mike
will.
Evans.
Don't you worry about it. He will. We actually did have a guest picker on this one,
Perfect.
and that is my wife,
My
Missy.
wife.
So my wife, it's nice. She actually also picked the Bucks for no reason other than no reason. She just likes the Bucks, so
She knows them.
Perfect.
She's heard of
she
the
knows who
Buccaneers
they are.
before. There we
Knows
go.
thing. She's heard of that team.
Standing right,
shoot.
standing right here.
Hey,
That's funny.
Oh
she
man,
thinks
yeah,
that Baker Mayfield's pretty savvy, huh?
yeah. It's she likes it. Sometimes he wakes up feeling dangerous.
Oh my gosh.
Just to throw it out there, through 3 games, Mike Evans is at 120 yards, 10
Don't worry
receptions.
about it. Don't worry about it.
I will say he's averaging 5 targets a game. He's gonna have to wake up a little bit, but I would love to see him get 1,000 yards again. He's had
All
2
he needs is
seasons.
1,000.
He's had 2 seasons with 1,000 and a single digit afterwards. 1,001 one year and 1,006 one year. So,
It's possible.
1,000 still 1,000, man.
yes, sir, you got it.
What we got next, Al?
Lugging on down to the Bengals at the Panthers. I'm not first on this one.
I'll go.
What you want to take it?
I'll go.
All right, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Bengals versus at Panthers.
That's right.
I almost went with the red rifle, But I'm thinking Joey Burrow's gonna get his first win of the season. I don't think they go to a fourth game without a win. I got the Bengals overpowering. Look at the last game they played against Commanders. There was not a single turnover, not a single punt.
Mm-hmm.
He played a great game. His defense just needs to step up.
Mhm.
I got the Bengals winning this, and I got T. Higgins as the lock.
Good pick. Good pick. I took Joe Burrow as my lock for this game. I think he had a
Solid.
great game last week. I think it's going to be another great game for him this week. If you look at the Panthers secondary, if you look at the Panthers anything, um,
We're treading
it,
lightly on the Panthers this week because of what
yeah,
happened
I'm,
last week.
I'm
Start
gonna
all
be
your
a little,
Raiders.
I'm gonna be a little more gentle, but I don't think Joe Burrow starts 0-4, man. I
Yeah.
can't see it. This Panthers team doesn't look great. They performed well last week. It could be a shootout. But if it's a shootout, that's not what the Panthers don't want a shootout. You don't want a
No.
shootout with the Bengals, I don't think. The Bengals are my pick, and Joe Burrow is my lock, and we have another guest picker in this game. We have
All
my
right.
wife. Very nice.
All right.
Um, Mrs. Adams, she took the Bengals.
Okay.
Her
It's a
reasoning,
good pick. Smart
because
woman.
we never have good things to say about the Panthers.
That was her reason.
That was her reason. So she says we never talk about the Panthers, so it's
Oh my goodness.
fair.
Okay, fair.
Well, I as well also picked the Bengals. My
Man,
mistake last week for anybody who started all of their Raiders. My apologies. I will not make that mistake again. I was talking about it even before we started. I will not say start all your Bengals, but I will say
start all your
I
Bengals.
would start Jamar Chase and Mike Gesicki.
Yep. Gesicki's
I
looking
changed
Oh
it.
man,
I
Gesicki's been looking
definitely changed
good
it.
with the Bengals,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
is
it's amazing
kind
what
of
a six
funny.
foot six tight end with 4 or
Well,
5 speed.
well, the last few years they've gotten a different tight end from free agency, and they just haven't like Irv Smith. I thought for sure he's gonna light up the Bengals. Nope.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
Hmm.
but Gesicki's looking good.
Was it last
Yep.
year Hayden Hurst?
I think it might have been.
So the
They had
year
another
prior with
one.
Irv Smith then, or both?
Maybe it
I
was
don't
I
know.
don't
vice
remember.
versa. Maybe it was Hayden Hurst 2 years ago and
It's-
Irv Smith last year. But yeah, I'm on the same boat.
Alright.
Next game, Jags at the Texans. Corey's first go.
First of all, I want to apologize to any of my friends that are Jags fans watching this. That team is not good. They are off the rails. I think it's time to kick Doug Peterson's curb. It was shocking that he was not fired uh, before this week's games have been announced, or not announced, but at least before this show, that he has not been fired. I think if they lose again this week, which they will, to the Texans, so that's my team. Doug Peterson's time in Jacksonville is over.
Wow.
Okay.
Who's your lock?
CJ Stroud, after his dismal performance last week, I think CJ Stroud's going to bounce back and absolutely shred that confused, disassociated, non-communicative defense. Aside from the front four,
I
Ladies
find
and
my
CJ
gentlemen,
Stroud.
ladies and gentlemen, if history repeats itself like they say it does, I would play all of your Jags because it sounds like Corey is saying they suck, which is what
They
we did
are
last week with the Raiders and we saw, or with the Panthers, and we saw how
Panthers.
that happened. Wes, what you got, man?
I've got Texans. That's, Jags look bad, man. I'm not saying that they're not gonna have some guys that light it up. Like you might have your Christian Kirk or your Brian Robinson Jr. Get that rapport with Sunshine, aka Trevor Lawrence. But it's
Don't bring
Texans.
it up.
Nico Collins is my lock. He will probably continue to be my lock until he proves me otherwise. And this is also my wife's second pick. And
Okay.
she said Texans because Google says Jaguars are 0-3, even though Jaguars look and sound cooler. I've never even heard of the Texans, but the Texans is her lock.
Way
I
to
like
go, Miss Bryant.
I like
Way to
I like
go.
I like it, Miss Bryant. That's perfect. Gosh, we're going. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clean sweeps out of 6 games. I'm taking the Texans. I got a lot invested into C.J. Stroud and in Nico Collins for them. Something to pay attention to. Right, we mentioned earlier Dameon Pierce is out. Okay, we mentioned that Joe Mixon is banged
questionable.
up. Their running game. I think that if he's healthy, Joe Mixon, he's a lock for you. Not knowing what his health looks like, and knowing that Tank Dell is out, feel safe locking both Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins this week for them.
Yeah.
Both of their wide receivers. You could feel safe locking either one of those guys. So, if I had to pick one of the two, it's Nico Collins, but you could definitely feel comfortable locking in Stephon Diggs this week. Moving on down, Steelers at the Colts. 3-0 at 1-2. Both defenses have looked good. And who's up? Is it Wes or is it me?
Steelers. Steelers are winning this one.
Okay. Who's your lock?
My lock. So, going with the same kind of reason why I thought a different guy was gonna be a lock. He's just a trash running back apparently. Again, not necessarily maybe that. It's just the coaching. The Bears' coaching's awful. DeAndre Swift has been playing horrible. But my Steelers lock is gonna be Najee Harris against the Colts. I think he's gonna show that Colts run defense really isn't that good, no matter what they're saying. Steelers. I think it might be a closer game. I think Corey's boy Richardson has a better game, but he's gonna have a lot of pressure in his face. So
yeah, it's gonna be tough for him.
Steelers with the win.
Yep.
Najee Harris with the lock.
Steelers, man. I got the Steelers winning this game. I like their defense a lot. It's really tough to go against the Steelers defense. I think that Colts defense is good. I think it's maybe even a little underrated. People say they're good, but I think they're pretty good, man. I don't think that the Colts have had a complete game on offense yet. I do think that they're going to have their complete game on offense this week. It's just going to be a tough game. It's going to be tough in the trenches. Pittman is my lock this week. I think Anthony Richardson finally wakes up, and if the what has to happen for Anthony Richardson to wake up, Michael Pittman.
Sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Sure
Are
about
you
that,
sure
pal.
about that?
That's my lock.
You sure about
Michael Pittman.
that?
I may be
Oh
wrong,
man,
but I doubt it.
I hate to disappoint you guys, but I actually picked the Colts this game.
Not
I
disappointed.
know
I'm
you.
grateful.
Yes.
Colts at home. Colts at home. Look for Anthony Richardson to have a bounce back week. If you have him, can't really not start him if you're in Superflex anyway.
Yeah, you paid
But
a first 3
yeah,
round pick to get him.
yeah, exactly. So it's not my lock though. My lock, just like Wesley, is going to be Najee Harris. Look for him to have an outstanding game, given the fact that regardless of how good Colts defense is, they are without DeForest Buckner, their inside run stuff and defensive tackles. So Najee to the moon. He is my lock, as well as Justin
Wow.
Fields to have another.
Give me a
Justin Fields to have a good game. So
give me an over under number on Najee.
uh,
I'll hear it.
25 for at least 100, 25 carries, 100 yards, and
Hey,
2
just a
tutties.
Ooh,
Oh,
touchdowns.
22 touchdowns, 22 points.
Oh, 22
I'm
touchdowns.
telling
22
you right
points.
now, he's not scoring.
22 points.
He's not scoring 16 plus.
22 points.
That's I like it though. I like it.
Well, hey man, I'm just
I
trying,
just had to hear
just trying to shoot to the moon because everybody picked me to beat Wesley this week except for Wesley. So
it.
You got a good start.
Next up, we've got the Rams at the Bears. The Bears.
got theirs.
You know, this goes against everything in my core, but I got the Bears winning this game. At Soldier Field, the defense is good. The defense has been really good. The Rams defense has not looked good. I don't know if you've watched many games. The Cardinals put up 41 against them. The Lions put up good yardage against them. I just don't love the Rams this year. I really liked the way that Caleb Williams looked last week with those 52 passes, 300 plus yards, 2 tutties, turned the ball over a little bit. I think he solves his turnover woes a little bit. And my lock, I know it's crazy, especially the way he's been burning me all year, but it's DeAndre Swift. Lock it in.
I like nothing about what you said.
Oh,
Nothing.
there was a celebrity pick for this game.
Oh,
No.
So,
Jackie.
Mrs.
Pardon
Adams,
me.
yeah, Mrs. Adams, she made a pick on this one. She went with the Los Angeles Rams.
All right, Jake Wellen.
Her exact quote: "The Bears aren't good." And and Stafford is a
Yes.
Ram,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
she's going with the Rams. So, you could tell she watched a lot of Matt Stafford games with me. She loves Matt Stafford. I love that she said the Bears aren't good. I
Bears
love
aren't
that.
good, yeah.
But
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Mrs. Adams with the Rams pick.
Go ahead, Corey. What you got?
I also have the Rams because you will never hear my mouth speak. The Bears are winning this game, except for right there.
Make sure you put that on record. That
I
way we
will
can clip
never
it when he picks the Bears.
I will never pick the Bears this season, not once. I have been very adamant about this. The coaching staff is garbage. They care more about winning the game than actually developing Caleb Williams as a player. And I've sent the video to both these guys before, and I've been saying about Matt Eberflus for years. He is garbage.
Eberflus?
So sorry. Yes, sorry, Bears fans. Actually, I'm not. I'm not sorry. Your team's coach is garbage, and their staff is garbage. So Rams all the way. And my lock, however, is a Bear. Romo Dunze. Romo Dunze is going to have.
Romeo.
Yeah, yeah, Romeo Odunze. That's right.
All right.
Yep.
I also have Rams, so you're
Malone Wolf. I
yeah,
like it.
you are the lone wolf. I got the Rams.
Okay.
Thinking
All
about it
alone.
now, I'm almost hesitant to pick this as my lock, but they just keep feeding him the ball, especially if they're at the goal line. Kyron Williams, man. If you have him in fantasy,
Really
you're
good
not
lock.
putting him on your bench, so it's almost an automatic start. You already know that, but keep him in your lineup. Don't swap him out. Kyron Williams is getting the ball.
Yep.
Rams win.
Okay. That's gonna round out our 1 p.m. games, our early games. I guess it would be worth noting that the Bills game, not the Bills game. Wow, the Cowboys game. That just happened last night. That we all picked the winner, I believe, correctly on that one.
Yep, I got Cowboys.
We all had Cowboys. We were 2 for 3 on our locks. I believe Corey took Neighbors. Yes.
I don't remember. I don't have it written down
I
in front
took
of me.
Singletary and he
Let's-
bombed, but you guys both
I
picked
know. I
locks.
told
let's
you
pick Neighbors.
lock Wandale.
No, I picked CD. That's what I did.
Yeah.
CD.
Oh yeah, which is another easy lock. Of course, not dogging you. I'm just saying that's an easy lock. Of course you would.
Yeah.
But then we took Wandale as well, and he performed. He got a lot of targets. So
And somebody
Hey,
didn't start him.
listen. Okay.
yeah, somebody.
Listen, I got Darnell
is,
Mooney. I got
not only does he tune
Wandale
into
Robinson.
he's a
and
part of it, and still didn't take the advice.
yeah, I got Deontay
He
Johnson.
deserves to lose to you, dude.
No.
I'm telling you, he deserves to lose.
No,
It's
after
happening.
Red Rifle, just Andy Dalton was throwing Deontay Johnson the ball all day. So
spoke
I'm going with
questionable.
Deontay Johnson and Darnell
Questionable.
Mooney. He's playing.
I
And if
spoke
he's not, then
questionable.
I figure something out.
Prime
Anyway,
cometh before the fall, baby. It's here.
That's okay.
It's here.
it's okay.
We'll go into the 4 o'clock games. The Manders at the Cardinals. I think Wes is first this time, or is it Corey? Corey, go first.
This is actually my favorite game that I'm actually looking forward to watching this
Really?
week.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Shootout.
Jaden Daniels and Kyler Murray shootout. Cliff Kingsbury, the offense coordinator, former Arizona Cardinals head coach.
Yep.
Just so many stories here between these two teams, especially over the last couple of years. But I actually picked the Commanders to win this game.
Okay.
Continuing riding on the success of Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury figuring out a way to, how do I put it nicely, roll over on his former team. I'll just say that. But I have two locks: Marvin Harrison Jr. and Terry McLaurin. Both defensive secondaries are not good,
Now
so
he
those
likes
are
Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
if you if you have them, start them.
I'll go next. I also have Commanders over the Cardinals. Jane Daniels is fun to watch, man. He's he's a baller. With that
Yeah.
being said, I also have Terry McLaurin as my lock.
You
He
know,
They have some real chemistry after he called for that ball at the end of that game. They're just making magic happen, man.
I like you guys' picks. I like the MHJ and the McLaurin. I like the McLaurin out of US. Um, I'm taking the Cardinals at home. They're at home. I don't think either one of these teams is very much better than the other team. I look at what the Cardinals have done the last 2 weeks. They kicked the snot out of the Rams, and then they came to Detroit and they gave the Detroit Lions a heck of a scare. Um, I think that they're a better football team than people are giving them credit for. My lock is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Hey,
Secondary in Washington is not good. Um, so there you have it. But it's funny to me that Corey took two locks and it's your lock and my lock.
yep.
That's hilarious. We did not go over our picks and locks before this game, so
Nope.
or before this show. So that's fun. That's what it's all about. So Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr. is my lock. Next game we have Patriots at the 49ers. Wes?
Yeah. The With all the injuries, you'd think this would be a little more tough to pick, but it's not. The 49ers will win this one at home. George Kittle's playing. George Kittle's my lock. He's gonna get a lot of targets. Even them knowing who's out, Deebo Samuel's questionable. Uh, George Kittle, when he plays and he has a good game, he's putting up lots of fantasy points, especially if you're in a tight end premium like us. So 49ers all over the Patriots. George Kittle with a lock.
Good. I like it.
Go
I
ahead,
guess
Sam.
I'll go. Yeah, no problem. I can't believe it, but every bit of me wants to take the Patriots in this game. I have been
Gross. Turn off your camera. Get
I've
out of
been
here.
thinking about it. No, I'm serious. The 49ers haven't looked great. And they are banged up. Um, but I look at how the Pats have been performing. Quarterback play has been Ramondre last week was their defense is okay. I don't think they stand a chance in this game in San Francisco. It's just not going to happen. I have the 49ers winning. Um, picking a lock for this game was actually fairly difficult because you just don't know where the 49ers are going to go. With everybody being hurt, it's just difficult. I'm gonna ride on the coattails of handcuff running back Jordan Mason to be the lock there
Good.
this
Hey,
week.
that's a good lock.
That's a good lock,
That was
man.
my secondary lock, but yeah.
Hmm. For sure. We actually do have a guest picker for this one,
There we
celebrity
go.
picker. It is my beautiful bride, Mrs. Lamberts. She picked the 49ers. Um, she didn't give me a reason, but I'm pretty sure I know. She hates the Patriots.
We all do,
Um,
except for
we all
Gary.
do. So, um, well, I mean, whatever. And I agree to her. I agree with her, not because she's my wife, but because I'm like to think I'm pretty good at picking these things. But definitely, the 49ers are going to win this game, and my lock is George Kittle
Hey,
coming back healthy. He is going to dominate.
Double up lock on Kittle. I like it. Um, Next game, Browns at the Raiders. Taking the away team. I got the Browns. Cleveland's gonna win this game at the Raiders. Um, After watching what happened with the Panthers last week against the Raiders, knowing that Max Crosby is doubtful, knowing that Devontae Adams isn't going to play, I think there's some questionable things going on in their locker room. Um, I'm nervous for that football team. Uh, Not a lot of good things to say. They benched Minshew partway through the game last week. Browns are going to win this game on the road. Amari Cooper is my lock.
I'll go. I think there's some turmoil in that Raiders locker room.
Mm-hmm.
think it's a little bit of, last year ended with Antonio Pierce and all that, and everybody wanted him to be the coach. It's looking a little scary here now. I also have the Browns, and again, riding off the high of last week, Amari Cooper's a lot.
Let me just mention really
Uh,
fast something about Amari Cooper, if I can.
please do.
He's averaging like 9.7 targets a game through this season, and it's been consistent. Week 1 he had 9 against Dallas. Week 2 he had 8 at Jacksonville, and last week he had 12 against the Giants. Just because he's getting the targets doesn't mean they've been great targets, but they've been there. So,
Sure. At some point, this got to click, right?
yep, in my
And
opinion.
we did have another celebrity guest picker for this one, and it is my wife yet again.
All right. Back
She
again.
actually she picked the Raiders to win this game.
Okay.
No reason whatsoever, other than I would assume that's because it's my youngest son's rec league team name,
Oh,
the
Oh,
Raiders.
thought you were
that's a
gonna
good name. That's a good
Um,
reason. I mean,
but I actually disagree, and I am going the Browns. See, I can make my own decisions here. I have the Browns, and my lock is Amari Cooper.
hey,
Yeah,
that's the
I'll agree
first
with
super lock. First
Super lock.
Super lock. Let's
Super
do
lock.
it.
Everyone with a
You can-
single lock, same
Super
guy.
lock.
Let's go.
Goodness gracious.
Super
Now,
lock.
Amari
I will
Cooper.
say one thing though. One little note on both those games. I think there's turmoil in both locker rooms.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on with Deshaun Watson in that offensive line, and the Raiders and Pierce's post game press conference last week. We had some players that made some business decisions, and we're going to make some business decisions ourselves. So, not good. Not a
Yeah.
good look. If you're a Raiders fan, not good, my friend.
Part of me wonders if people aren't taking that a little out of context and maybe a little too far. You never know.
Yeah.
It's themed. It certainly seemed like the vibe was that he was, calling some specific folks out, but I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if the media runs with things. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
sometimes, all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Always. They don't care if they're right. They just want to be first. But that's for
Yeah,
another day.
so I maybe I'll work on an inside scoop on that. Chiefs at Chargers. I'm not first on this one. I know that.
I can start. I'll start there. I actually have the Chiefs winning this game. I really, really like the Chargers as a team. I always have. Their everything about that team has been fantastic. They have always had significant injuries at every position. That's key. And the fact that Harbaugh is the coach now. But I have the Chiefs winning this game, and my lock is, even though I like my money, the referees.
Wow. Are you serious? Can't start the
Rasheed Rice is
referees
my lock.
up.
Rasheed Rice is my lock.
Jeez.
That's what I said. What do you guys think I said? I said Rasheed Rice.
Hey,
Rasheed,
I
not
like my
referee.
money.
Oh my goodness.
I also, that's funny. I have the Chiefs. Everything you said, I 100% like. I like the Chargers. I like Justin Herbert. Jim Harbaugh obviously won us natty, you know. Uh, but I got the Chiefs. The Chargers are banged up. J.K. Dobbins, what's he gonna do? You know, we'll see.
That's all they got a key on,
I
man.
also have Rasheed
All they
Rice
got
as
a
my
key
lock. This seems
Um,
to be his favorite target right now. So Kelsey's not
on.
showing up. So
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Chiefs at Chargers. It's another game. I really wanted to pick the Chargers, but you look at it, you look at the receiver core. You look at the way that
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, they want to run the football a lot, which is okay. Gus Bus has not been great. He's been getting the ball. There's not any good reasons to pick the Chargers. They're playing against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have looked really good. I hate picking the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. My lock is Carson Steele. I think that you can insert him into your lineup and feel comfortable with that. I think he performed pretty well last week. He's going to get a lot of looks. They did elevate
look out for Kareem Hunt.
They did elevate Kareem Hunt from the practice squad.
I don't feel
think that
comfortable
means
starting
anything.
him yet. I do
I
not feel
wouldn't-
comfortable starting him
I
yet,
wouldn't feel
but
comfortable starting him if they give him the ball 10 times this week. I still wouldn't. I just am not there yet. We've seen him what he looks like in the NFL in the last few times he's had a chance. Carson Steele is my lock. We had another guest picker on this one, Mrs. Adams. She took the Chiefs. She took the Chiefs in this game. She says, "quote I am sick of Mahomes, but they're really good."
yeah,
You know, she watches a lot of football with me on the night game
Preach, Miss Adams.
specifically,
Preach.
and she has no choice but to watch, the Lions with me, and she's seen a lot of Patrick Mahomes, and she's just like the rest of us, sick of watching him win.
it's
So,
reaching that
Well-
point to where we were tired of watching Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
it's the same,
Already.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the same. So let's move on into our Sunday night game. The Bills at the Ravens.
What a great game to have at night.
That's
Gosh.
a fantastic night game. I am really
Everybody's gonna
looking
be
forward
tuning
to
into this.
Yep, I'm looking forward to this. I'm fired up about it. I like both of these teams a lot. You can't forget that the Ravens were looking at starting 0-3 last week. I believe the Bills are 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
They're going to take their first loss this week. I got the Ravens winning this game. I got it being a tight one. It's probably going to be a shootout. I'm thinking if the spread is lower than 55 points, bet over. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a big scoring game. That might sound crazy, but it's gonna happen. My lock is quarterback.
Quarterback.
It
Good.
doesn't matter which one. My lock
That
is
looks good
quarterback.
for me.
Yeah, it
You
looks
hear
good
that,
for you.
Wesley?
Yes, I did.
Quarterback.
My lock is quarterback. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, don't care who it is. I don't love any of the receiving options, but I think both those quarterbacks are going to perform well. So
Go ahead, Corey. Yeah.
Yeah, everything Sal said. I know we're reciprocating a lot of things here, agreeing with a lot of things, but I mean, like great minds think alike here. So, unfortunately, I do
Don't
have
speak
the
that
Bills
evil
winning
on
this
me.
game. I do have the Bills winning this game, and I do agree with Sal as well as the quarterback being a position that you can start. However, Lamar Jackson has not looked great several times he's played the Bills, and the Ravens' pass defense is atrocious. I believe I read earlier online today, and my lock is Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid is going to come back, and yeah, he's going to get his touchdown this week,
Okay.
at least one.
Well, Bills Ravens. Like you guys mentioned, I have both their quarterbacks in our league. I have Bills winning this one. I liked how the Ravens looked in their first week. They haven't really looked that great. They barely hung on. Oh no, wait. They
In week 2,
yeah
last week they had You're talking about the Bills, right?
yeah no the
Yeah,
Ravens
Bills.
or the Ravens.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Josh Allen.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do have a
Alright.
special guest pick, and with that being said, we have a 50-50 split because my wife picked the Ravens.
Good pick. Good pick, Mrs. Bryant.
And to quote Mrs. Bryant, Callie says, Bills versus Ravens, ... Ravens, ... I have no idea why, but Google shows better stats for Ravens, LMAO.
Oh man, I love the honesty. Way to go, Miss Bryant.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's good luck.
I don't know if there's really a wrong pick here on either team. I mean, obviously somebody's got to win this game.
That's tough. It is
The
a tough
likelihood
one.
of it being,
Not
you
necessarily.
know, yeah, you're right. The likelihood of it ending with no winner is low, but it's never zero.
Tie.
I don't know, man. This is gonna be. I'll be tuning in for sure. There's some Monday night games where I don't, but this one will be
Sunday night, but yeah.
Sunday night.
I would love to see this. I would love to see this be a tie, but I'm telling you, if this goes into overtime, the first team with the football is winning the game
Yeah.
because they're scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Let's be honest, it's a lot more fun picking a hard choice between like two awesome teams like Bills and
Yeah.
Ravens versus picking a hard choice between, oh, I don't know, Browns, Raiders.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah, that makes it tough.
what we got next, Sal? We got, was it Titans, Dolphins?
Titans at the Dolphins. Yep.
Uh, I'll go first. I got Titans. Until either Tua comes back with his head attached to his shoulders or they go out and get somebody. I don't see it smart starting any Dolphins players unless you absolutely have to. I personally, and this might come back to bite me, but I have benched Tyreek Hill until further notice, which is really hard to do considering he's one of the top fantasy options when they got a quarterback when Tua's playing. But my lock I got Titans winning, and my lock is DeAndre Hopkins. I think Will Levis and DeAndre Hopkins have a nice little repertoire when they're playing well, and I think they're going to play well.
I'll go ahead and jump in. I also had the Titans winning in Miami. I think you definitely can play Devon Achane. I think that's one Dolphin that you can play, merely because his volume. He's going to get the ball a lot because they're going to throw the football. If they do, it's going to be scary. So, but my lock for this game actually is a guy that burned me last week. It's Tony Pollard. I don't love this Miami defense. Tony Pollard came straight back down to earth last week. In fact, he came to earth, but he missed the land and started drowning. I think he's going to make his way back to land this week, and I think he's actually going to climb the hill a little bit. So Pollard is my lock.
Yep. I too also have the Titans winning this game. Look for Will Levis to right the ship and stop throwing the ball to the other team on stupid passes. That would be a good start. It's all dependent on the Dolphins. I don't think are going to win until they get Tua
I knew I
back
should
or
have had
until they
that
figure out.
popcorn.
Yeah,
right.
so I don't think unless the Dolphins make a trade for somebody, which I don't know why they would if Tua comes back healthy, like you guys said. Originally, I did have Pollard as my lock for this game, but
Roll
I'm
with
going
it.
with no. I changed it twice actually. I went back and forth between Ridley and Pollard, and I settled on Ridley. After that catch last week, that was impressive.
Yeah.
The amount of focus that guy has, I think, like I said, Will Levis will right the ship, and he's going to spread the ball around all over the place. Everybody's going to be relevant, but I think Ridley will be your guy.
Calvin Ridley is so explosive. The training camp videos of him, compared to like his teammates, are always
Oh,
so
yeah.
insane. He's just wild, man.
Yeah.
He comes out of that like a rocket. So,
I
anyways,
I can tell you real quick one video from the past that I saw when Amari Cooper was actually interviewed the year Calvin Ridley came out of college because they played together at Alabama. Was his exact words were, "He does everything I do, but faster."
Nice.
High praise.
last game of the week,
Last game, best game.
Seahawks at our Detroit Lions. This is a tough game to pick, man, because both
They've
teams
had
are
our
good.
number.
We
They
have
have.
not beat them since like 2015 or something ridiculous like that. It's been a long time. I'll go last on this one, boys.
Got Detroit. Detroit's winning this game, and Detroit is breaking the Seattle curse that we have against Seattle. And I think our secondary has much improved vastly, and just not the same. It's not Mr. Sutton out there. We got some ballers out there. I think Detroit is going to shut down the running game. I would not start any of their running backs,
Charbonnet or Walker.
as you've seen.
Mhm.
Was it Rashad White?
James Conner.
James Conner?
Mm-hmm.
No, I got Detroit, and my lock is David Montgomery.
Okay, go ahead, Corey.
Good. This was tough for me, given the history between the Seahawks and the Lions. Being a lifelong Lions fan, You always want to pull for them, and I am going to pull for them this week, and I am going to pick them to win this week because, like you said, they will break Seattle, the Seattle curse. They're tired of losing to Seattle, and my lock this week is obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna shake Tariq Woolen to his core. So
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when it's like this, right? Because
Look at all that Lions gear behind him.
I
What's he gonna
am.
pick?
I've been a diehard Lions fan my whole life. I've watched loss after loss where, we've turned it around the last couple of years. It's been so much fun to watch. The Seahawks have absolutely had our number. It's been bad.
Tell him to delete it.
Been years. I don't want to do it, man.
So you're not going to.
Of course I'm not going to. The Lions are winning this football game. Are you kidding me? I would
that's
never take
right.
the Seahawks in this game. No, I don't. I do.
E-
I truly. I just think.
even
I think
keep
the
the
Lions are gonna win.
sweatshirt that he's wearing.
Yeah. I mean,
Look at that,
look at
Rodrigo.
Rodriguez,
Look at
baby.
that.
Um,
Oh man.
Shout out to Rodrigo. A little jersey action back here too. He's still one of my favorites on the Lions. I will say my lock though is Geno Smith. Each of the last 2 years when he's played Detroit, he has absolutely carved us up. I don't want to see him carve us up. I just don't. He's able to use his feet if he has to. Generally, we struggle with that. I see him getting 30, 40 yards on his feet, probably a couple hundred through the air, touchdown or two. But I do think we're going to force some turnovers. I don't know if they'll be on him. Kirby Joseph's got interceptions this year. That secondary, like you've said, Wes has looked really good. But I think Geno's my lock to. He's going to score at least 20.
I think Gino's gonna have a bad game.
I hope he does.
I
I
think
hope
it's
he
gonna
does.
be kind of like what we did with Kyler Murray when it comes to Kyler Murray's fast, and we contained him. He got away like one time or so. He got over. I think he got over 35 rushing yards or something like that. But I think we're gonna take care of Gino and
I hope so.
make him right back, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. I hope so. I think it's gonna be a good game. I do think the Lions win by 10 though. Just what my gut tells me. So
Like it.
DK Metcalf is probably if I had to pick a second lock. He tends to tear up the
That's
Lions too. So
I did have that right. I did have that written down. Yep.
yeah, so that's our picks and our locks for the week. Gentlemen, anything you wanna rip out while we're here? Anything you wanna mention? Anything you wanna talk about?
Dude, did we have our records or we gonna add that to
Um,
our next show?
we can add that going forward. I didn't write down who
Okay.
everybody picked. I mean, we've got the receipts here.
Yep. We got a couple special guest picks to add in there for the Wednesday show.
Yeah.
So
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything big that you guys want to mention in the fantasy world,
Had a trade happen
well, we had a
14 hours ago.
couple trades in our league have gone down. As far as the legit NFL goes, though, anything?
that's it. Hey, like we said earlier, if I don't get to it, and if you're watching this video and you see an injury go down, or you see somebody that's out that was originally questionable, or something pops up, feel free to write it in the bottom below. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, share with your friends.
Grab, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Get it out
I
there.
will. I do have one thing to note about the game that we all agreed on was a weird one to pick because the teams haven't really played that well. Raiders Browns. Keep an eye on Brock Bowers. Keep an eye on Brock Bowers.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's
being
about the
watched
only
out.
one left.
All
Yeah.
right, boys.
Oh, I
Oh,
will say, I just remembered this. Evan Ingram is out this week.
oh yeah.
I don't think
Yes.
I mentioned that in
Yep.
the
You did.
report. Brenton Strange has got good targets the last couple weeks. He dropped the ball last week. He would have had like 15 fantasy points if he didn't, at least in
Mhm.
our league. So Brenton Strange is somebody to watch out for if you need a flyer / streamer at tight end. Little tidbit. That's what I would look. That's the route I would look.
All right,
Yep.
boys.
That's
Hey,
it. It really is at this time.
let's all have
It's
a
a
good
good
night.
time. Y'all have a good night now.
All right, guys.
All right. Peace.